We're going to be creating a 2-point perspective drawing of this simple rectangular object. And if you look at the 3 orthographic views we have, you'll see the front view tells us that the width of the object is 3 inches, the height of the object is 2 inches, and the depth of the object is 1 inch. And we're going to begin our orthographic projection right here by laying in this edge. This edge represents the transition point between the front view to the left of it and the right side view to the right of it. And that will also be that same transition point between front and right side in our perspective drawing. And the interesting thing about 2-point perspective drawing is that this will be the only feature that we will draw that will be both true size and true shape. So I'm making sure that I do not have dynamic input turned on. Dynamic input is not going to be useful in this type of drawing, so you want to make sure you have that off. We also want to make sure that we have ortho mode turned off down here in our option buttons. Ortho mode is going to cause a problem for us as well. And we're going to start out with the line tool. And I'm going to use relative rectangular coordinate method. And I'm going to just randomly click a point somewhere on my screen and interactive method. And now I'm going to use relative rectangular to draw a line that is a length of 2 inches that is true vertical. So @ sign, if you look down in the command prompt window down here at the bottom, @ sign lets us know that I'm using relative rectangular. Now I'm going 0 inches in the X direction, comma, lets them know I'm now going to give a Y coordinate, and I'm going 2 inches in the Y direction. So my text entry is @0, 2, and I'm going to press enter. And that is that horizontal line representing this edge in between front and right side view. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to a construction line layer, and I need to go ahead and I need to lay in my vanishing points. So I'm going to use this edge as my guide for that. I'm going to get the line tool, interactive method. I'm clicking here. You'll notice I'm down on the lower end point of that line segment. I'm going to left click and release, and I'm dragging off at some random angle. I could be up here, I could be down here, I could be somewhere in the middle. I'm going to make it a little bit higher so that you get a nice solid top view, and I'm clicking off some direction, and I'm gonna click. There we go. This end right here of this line segment is my vanishing point. So the next line I need is a line that extends from that same vanishing point to the top of this object. And so there's the construction lines I need and the vanishing point I need for the front view of the object. Everything that's on the front view is going to be built over here in this area. Now I need a vanishing point and construction lines for my right side. In architectural graphics, I would want my 2 vanishing points to be absolutely horizontal. And so I would turn on ortho mode, and I would come across to some other point, and I would pick my second vanishing point. So that would be how I would do this in architectural version of 2-point perspective. In artistic 2-point perspective, my second vanishing point can be anywhere. It can be up here, it can be down here, it can be somewhere in the middle. It's probably easier if you pick vanishing points that are located in between the high point and the low point on your object horizontally. But I'm going to go ahead and I want to be able to see a top view, so I'm going to pick a point that's up here. And I'm going to come back, and again I'm going to join that topmost point. I'm going to delete that line because he's not a real line, and that's a point. So now I need the construction line, the companion for the bottom end, and again I rejoin that same corner. And now I have my 2 vanishing points, and I have the axes I need so that I can go ahead and draw in the rest of the perspective. Now the rest of the features on the object, in the width direction along these construction lines, they will be true size but not true shape. In the depth direction, they will be true size but not true shape. This central line right here which is the intersection between front view and right side view. This central line is the single only feature in the entire drawing that is true size and true shape vertically. So I'm going to move myself back to a object line layer, line tool, and again, interactive method to start the line. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on dynamic input. And the reason I'm turning on dynamic input to make the rest of the items on this drawing are because I have no idea what that angle is. And in fact, you'll notice when I snap my cursor onto that angle, 172.4, very, very strange angle because it was a randomly selected point, but I want to be able to follow along that angle, and dynamic input will allow me to have that angle. And now all I need to do is type in a length. The length of the object in width direction is 3, so I'm going to type the 3, and I'm going to type the enter key, and that drew that line. And now I come straight up vertically and catch my intersection snap. So watch me do that. I went up past. I'm going to get ortho mode, and then I'm going to come down, and I'm going to get that nice big fat green X intersection snap. Now on your version of AutoCAD, if you're driving the standard version of AutoCAD, your object snaps are not nearly that big. Yours is a little tiny green X, but that's what you're looking for. I'm going to left click and release, and then I'm going to come over and I'm going to finish looping the loop. And that is my front view. I'm going to do the same thing over on the right side view. Line tool. I'm going to start here. Whatever that angle is, I allow dynamic input to let me know what that angle is. And I just need to type in the depth dimension. It is 1 inches in depth, so I type a 1 and I press enter. And that's my depth view. Now again, I'm going to, don't have an easy ortho snap there, so I'm going to come down to my option buttons. Here's my ortho mode option button. I can turn him on, and that allows me to draw a line that's in dead space. And what you're seeing there with the flashing is this endpoint snap is so strong it won't allow me to catch the intersection snap there. I was finally able to catch the intersection snap. Left click, and then I can come over here and I can loop the loop. Oh, I have to take ortho mode off, and I can come over here and I can loop the loop. And that's my right side view. All right, now how do I fill in the top? So this is going to be kind of interesting. So I'm going to take a line that goes from this right side back corner, right side back corner, and it strings over to the left side vanishing point. So that's a line from the right side rear corner over to the left side vanishing point. And similarly, I'm going to take a line from the left side corner and I'm going to string it over to the right side vanishing point. And there you see my top view. This intersection of these two lines is that back corner. So I can go back to my object line layer, line tool, and I can loop the loop. And there you see that object. And if I go ahead and turn off visibility for that reference layer, there you see that's a 2-point perspective.